All right, guys. So we have here some unusual. This is the Team Trujillo Boola Bash car from 2024. 124 scale, Lexan body, and brass scratch built chassis. So this is the car that won the race last weekend. We were there. We were there with this Team Electric Dream Team car, and we were not very successful. I'll talk about our campaign later, but let's talk about the winner. This is the car that won the race. So I'm going to give you more details about the race, but let me go through the car. So the car is a 124 scale, as I said, Lexan body. The body is it's a JK Ford body, Nascar one, 4.5 wheelbase, 4.5 inches wheelbase, 4.5 inches wheelbase. The body is a 10 millimeter Lexan body with a driver, and it has a little spoiler right here. There's a minimum clearance here that we can go and see again. But this is basically the same race that we have Team High Speed last year. Team High Speed won the race. We made the review. If you search on your videos, you're going to find it. So here we have a small clearance here of 40 millimeters, or let me change for 1.5. So you need to clear 1.5 inches here. And that's basically the only clearance that you have on the body. This body is very limited because if you cut it too low, the wheel is going to touch the body, or you're going to have just a little room here on the Lexan, and that breaks every time. So every single body it breaks. Like if you see ours, look at that, ours is broken here too. So that means that your body is going to be floating like this, which is no good. So let's talk about the car. So the car, this is the way that the cars finished the race. It's a 3 hour and 12 minutes enduro. We race all lanes 2 times, and you have a team out of a minimum of 3 people on your team. You can have up to 5. Team Trujillo won with Duran, who is the builder of the car. Alex Fawn, who else? Team Hold, and Bill Wanderzeel. I think that's the pronunciation. I don't know. Carlos can put on the screen the name of the team. Actually, Carlos, you can put the picture of the guys, because we were there and Carlos was there doing the broadcast. If you want to watch the race, search on our YouTube channel. You can find the race. The full race is there. So let's talk about the car. This was not the fastest car. We had one other team High Speed with Sam Rackham. They did the fastest lap of the race by 1/1000th of a second, so very close to the fastest car. But this is the car who made the most laps, so this is the winner. I have the team results here on my cell phone. I can talk about the race, but let's talk about the car. So again, about the body. Body is pretty simple. He did only 2 colors. There is 3 numbers as supposed to. He has the reinforcements here on the middle. As you can see, I don't know if the camera can show you just by the reflex maybe. He doesn't even go all the way down, so just a little bit on the middle and the 2 holes here. Same thing on the other side, and you have like a Lexan driver here, very light. Look at this, very light. If you compare to ours is more stiff, so very light. So this improves this movement here, which I think it's a lot. And it's broken here and it's broken there. Only one piece of tape holding here and a big one holding in the back. So this is huge things. It's a huge thing. It's a huge thing because you need this flex. And I can see here you have this flex on this body. And if you compare to our body, you don't have that much. So this is one thing that we're learning here with Duran, with the fastest car. So the body finished the race in decent condition. There's a lot of crash. It's a very violent race. We race a 55K motor, retro motor from Chicagoland, Mike Swiss, the CR 102, and this is the batch number 10. And very interesting, very interesting. It's a very, as I was saying, this is a very violent race. So there's a lot of crashes. So let's take a look on his chassis. So his chassis, and again, I took his car out of the track. And if you see here, I don't know if the camera is going to show you, but it's very, very straight. Like he just came out of the block. Very, very straight, super dirty, of course. It's a one-piece chassis. I believe this is a plate cut by Brian Warmack. So it's only one piece, and you have a little flex here in the back by a very tiny piano wire here. Other than that, the car is it's very straightforward. 4.5 inches wheelbase. You have here from the center of the guide to the center of the front axle, 800 difference. Distance. He's using a guide that I believe it's a Red Fox guide. The car has some movement, sideways movement here. I don't know if he set up this way or this is just a result of a long race. And he uses some Teflon, Slick 7 Teflon chims on the bottom and 2 on top, like a very tiny one on the bottom. I think it's just to make the guide comes back, and 2 on the bottom. I don't know why. There's this aluminum nut for the guide. I don't recall which brand is that, and he's using the JK terminals here. He's using a basic silicone cable, nothing special about that. JK wheels, and the JK front wheels are sitting at 741, which means that he didn't through them. And there's no, as you can see, there's no set screw here. So the wheel sits on the axle and just spins. There's a little eyelet here soldered so that the wheel don't come out, and it's independent, of course. Other than that, which brings my attention is the weights. It's not very common to see people using lead weight on the chassis. So there's 2 pieces on the side, 2 pieces here, 2 little punches here on the back. He told me that helps the balance for him. So here we go. Duran is a master on the retro. He's probably the guy with most wins in this class. So we need to learn from this car. Again, the motor is the CR102 from Chicagoland, Mike Swiss. I will never gonna be able to show you on camera, but still has some, I believe 25% of the brushes here compared with my motors. It's pretty good. He didn't change the motor the whole race. Here on tires, one thing that brings my attention, I don't know if you guys can capture that. The outside, this is the outside of the donut. So you have this conical shapes because that tire will seam a lot. So the way that it goes out is because it's conical like this. So this is a perfect car. And here on the inside is squarish. So here in the tire, he finished with 818. So super tall tires. Let's say 811. 811 on the passenger side, and much smaller here. Of course, it's conical. So the big part is 780, and the out end is 750. So very, very low. But the car is still in a high position. I don't know if you guys can see here. So it's not exploding a lot of the motor. Of course, if you run a race like that and you have super low tires, you're gonna have more grip, but the straight speed's not gonna be the same, and you're exploding a lot. You're forcing the motor a lot. And since it is an enduro, you should not do that. You should have always tall tires, so you save the motor, putting the gear ratio in a higher position. He told me that they only changed one time, so they started probably at the tire at 830, which is the original tire. The tire is, by the way, the brand of the tire, I believe it's a Kelly. The brand is Kelly because the run is sponsored by Kelly. We raced Thunderslot by Chubby. So this is, he probably started at 830 and changed right in the middle where we have a longer stop. So he changed in the middle, so he used 2 sets of tires. You see this one is very conical, the outside, and wear a lot. The inside doesn't wear that much. You can even see how different they are compared to each other. And that's it. The perfect car, very aligned. So that's what happens when you have the Donut exploring a lot of your tires, using a lot of your tires, and he changed the tires only once. That's amazing. The gear ratio is pitch 72, and he's using a 1543. He also told me that he tried the 44, was too short, and the 42 is too long, so he's doing with the 43. I was afraid of this, so what I did was I raced with a 1542, so we can have like the doesn't hit on the motor so that much. Other than that, of course, here the wheelbase is 4.5. Guide to front axle, which is a very important dimension. It's 0.800. The car is pretty nice. Look at this, amazing, intact. Only 2 rails of 64 here. I can confirm this to you. My car had 3 rails of 47. So this is one of the biggest, big difference. 64, yeah, 63, 64, whatever comes. He has only one motor bracket here on a V-shaped. My car has a lot of trouble with trepidation, so it's kind of cool to see only one and the car goes straight, maybe because the rails are stronger. He cuts a little bit of the side of the motor here, just sends a little bit to fifth. Fits perfect, very, very well angled. There's only one change on the rails here to make it fit the gear. And that's it. He's using ball bearings. I don't know the brand. Cofor axles for sure. Very cool to run, very cool, fantastic job. You guys do it. It's effortless to see your team racing. And I want to say thank you for Duran to open up his box, and I always share everything that I need. Always, when I get there with no time, and Duran's always welcomes me with open arms, give me all the information, all the measurements, and help me up to give my best. And look, this is a perfect car. I don't know if he made just for this race, but nobody could beat him. Team High Speed was very close, but they were dominant for the whole race. Very cool, Duran. Thank you very much for letting us show you. I'm sending this back via Dennis Sanson. Thank you for watching, guys.